Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. So I'll
Yes.
just share it right now.
Okay, guys, everyone okay with it? 15 minutes, he will share what he has to be on the social media.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, this thing that I'm going to share is purely regarding social media and how do we project ourselves in the market. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see the slide. Are you guys able to see the slide?
Everyone,
Yeah?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
So now if you look at the line that I've written, best known always beats the best. It basically means that it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. As long as I remember you, you get business. Okay, so that's the power of social media. For example, if you look at Coke, if you look at Pepsi, if you look at KFC, they're all international brands. Starbucks, they're all international brands. People know them, but they still market. They still do kind of the marketing. They still do spend money. They still get celebrities to endorse their products. Why? Because if they stop doing that, people forget. And as a human being, that is a tendency. If something is not front of us for a long time, if something I don't hear for a long time, I tend to forget because I start looking at something new. I start looking at something which is better, right? So which is why it's a very, very, very strong statement. Best known always beats the best. Now, before I get into it, I'll skip this. I've already told you the story part. There are a few things that you can ignore. I will tell you what is important here. So there's something called a holy trinity. If you want to understand marketing as a whole, there are three things that is very important in marketing. Okay. The first one is branding, who you are. If I have to say who I am, that is called branding. If Pepsi is going to come and tell this is Pepsi, then Pepsi is going to define who's Pepsi. If it's a refreshment, taste better, whatever it is, that's a branding activity that they do. Okay. So you can ignore all this. So basically what logo you use, the designs that you use, those are the things basically we use for branding. Now, if it's a studio, we have a logo, we have a name, we have a website, we have a social media page. That's branding. We don't get money from branding. Branding is for people to understand we are there and understand. Second thing that comes in, second thing that comes is marketing. Now I have a brand. Now I need to let people know there is something like this. That is when marketing starts playing into place. Okay, so that's a second important thing that we need to understand. The third important thing that we need to understand is influencing. Now look at yourself as a product. Guys, I always tell this, you need to look at yourself as a product because you are your product. If I'm going to take a class somewhere, it's my skill and that's my product and that's our strength. I can do my skill anywhere. I can do classes anywhere I like because I am my product. So if I am my product, how am I branding myself on social media? Do people know me? Right? So once you start branding and once you start marketing, then you are in a position to influence. Like how Shashi asked me, I'm going online, but there are no clients coming because I didn't work on my branding. I didn't work on my marketing. Marketing doesn't mean I'm spending money. Marketing basically means what kind of advertising I do without paying, even if it's organic, which I will speak about. Only and only then influencing come into place. Am I making sense? If you're a brand who doesn't know, people doesn't know you, you're never marketed, you're never done an effort, you are not able to influence me because there are other people who does better than me. Okay. So those are three important things that you need to always remember about anything to do with marketing, presenting yourself. So branding, marketing, and influencing. So this is where ignore the one that I always tell people. It's easy to remember and it has a purpose. It says 3-2-1 formula. This formula is going to help you to be consistent. Now, like I said, whatever you put on social media, it has to be something which adds value to people. If there is no value, nobody's going to listen to you. If I'm going to come here and speak rubbish, you guys are going to step out. But if I'm able to add value, something, one or two things that you're able to learn, then you'll be more than happy to be part of this, right? So that is how you add it to the people. The first one, understand this again. It's not what you know. It's the show that you throw. That is marketing. Like I said, you're good or bad really doesn't matter. As long as you're being consistent and being marketing, people will come to you, which is why some of us feel, my class is better than that instructor. I give better results than the other person trainer, but they still go to that person because that person is able to market himself or herself, either through dressing or communication or his personality, or there are different ways that people use. So That's how it goes. So you need to know that you need to show through. First one, when I say 3-1, the first one is 3. So in a week, make a calendar where 3 contents, 3 days you speak to your audience. So like say, for example, if you're a Zumba instructor, okay, now what does a Zumba clients enjoy? They enjoy that energy, they enjoy music, they enjoy the choreography, they enjoy the moves, and they enjoy your personality that you're adding there, right? Now, what is that content that I can add to them? Start thinking on their point of view. What are the things that they might enjoy? Okay, it could be a video, it could be a poster, or it could be a writing. Really doesn't matter, as long as you're adding value to them. So let's say you could just come up and make a quick 2 minutes video saying, hey guys, I came up with this amazing choreography, and the step is so easy, the step is so nice, you just need to add with this beats, and let's try this together. And then you're adding, and then say you try it out and put your video in the comment. For example, I'm just throwing out ideas. Put your video in the comment. So then engagement starts. Okay, so 3 contents that speaks to your audience. If you're a personal trainer, and let's say you're specialized in fat loss or transformations, so you need to understand, as a person who is heavy, as a person who's put on weight, what are the things that's running in that person's mind? His confidence is low. So what do I speak or put a content that increases his confidence? Not your confidence, his confidence. You need to start thinking in terms of, okay, if I'm heavy, what are the emotional traumas that I might go through? People might say this, people are bullying him. So what are the different things that he goes? So you need to start thinking from a client's point of view, what he or she is thinking. If you're into bodybuilding, then, he has another 100 questions that is running in his head. Can I eat this? Can I have that? Is this okay to have before the prep? How do I prep myself for the competition? So you make a video, you make a writing, you make a blog, whatever it is, but 3 times a week, you need to do this content that speaks to your audience. Okay. The second one is 2 professional advices a week. So what I mean by this is, now you are professionals, you have experience in whatever field you are in. Now, if you're able to add value through your advices, there are a lot of myths. So one of the best thing about fitness industry is that there are hazard myths, right? Because some are scientific, some are not scientific. There are some, suddenly one diet comes up and suddenly the diet goes off and something else comes in. This workout is better, HIIT is better, or running on the treadmill is better. There's so many things that comes. So you as an expert, you as an advice, as a person who's authority on that subject, you give 2 professional advices, which basically means 2 times a week you do that. Again, it could be a poster, it could be a video, it could be a blog. It really doesn't matter, as long as you're consistent with that. Am I okay with that? Can you just type something if you guys are clear, because I can't see you guys. The only way I know you're there is if I can hear some messages. If I'm clear, just write clear. Just type in the chat box clear. Okay. Okay, so that is the thing. So 3 times a week you do this, and 2 times a week you add professional. And the last one is the most interesting. It says one thing that you're crazy about. One thing that you're crazy about, which basically means, let's say I as a person, I like animals, or I like photography, I like trekking, I like music. So me as a person, how am I able to connect with people? Because people who are in our audience should understand we are also humans. We also have emotions, and we need to start connecting with that on an emotional level. Like say for example, it could be as simple as, let's say on every Friday evening, I go for a walk with my kid. And that I do every week, okay? And that is something which I enjoy. And I'm gonna share it with the audience, or share it with the market. So what happens, there is a lot of other parents over there, they start connecting with you, they understand what it is, and they say, wow, I really like this. Maybe I should also start off with this. So there's an engagement, there's a conversation that builds up. It could be anything. You could like photography, share your photography. Okay, you like rescuing animals, talk about rescuing, but something which is personal. Something which is personal. Only once a week, not more than that. Because there you are telling people, I am like you. All right, I'm one among you and I'm with you. So there's a little emotional connect that happens. Okay, so it's 5 times a week you do a little bit of professional, and once a week you do something which is personal. So 3 contents that speaks to your audience, 2 professional advice which gives tips in terms of try this, don't try this, is water good, whatever fitness advices you have. And the last one, I say, just go crazy. Just go crazy. It could be a selfie and a quote. That's fine. Something that you believe in, a value that you can add to people. Okay, cool. So let that be online or let that be offline, guys. Try and maintain the same. Now, it shouldn't be like when you guys meet me offline tomorrow somewhere, you meet me in a coffee shop. I shouldn't sound different. I shouldn't behave different. I shouldn't act different, because then people start disconnecting with you, because then people think either you're putting on accent, you're showing off, or when you're on the stage you're different, when you come down off the stage you're different. So no, that start disconnecting people. So one thing that we always need to keep in our mind, offline or online, this is who I am. All right, I'm here to help you offline or online. I'm here to support you offline or online, because that's my responsibility as a fitness instructor. Because when I took up this job, I took up this job because I like helping people. I like changing their lives. I like to add a value to their life. And that's the beauty of our business, beauty of our profession. It's like doctors and teachers. People will remember us because we change lives. Okay, and we need to be very conscious about that, and we need to be as genuine as we can. So offline, online, try and maintain the same. Now, how do we do that? It could be through the language that I spoke, could be the tone that you speak, the words that you use, the brand color. You could use, you could go extremes of branding, color, the topics that you choose to speak. Like, for example, I'll tell you, my partner Pratik and me, we're two different people. So when we are on, let's say we do a video, his talking is very different. His point of view is very different. My point of view is, I'm a guy who is like, maybe because I'm a group exercise instructor, I'm like, that energy, give it to me kind of a stuff. And I'm like screaming and going crazy, but he is not. He is a very silent guy, but he speaks sense, right? So we're two different people. You meet him offline or online, we both are same. We are both the same. So the second thing that is aesthetics. No matter what you do, whenever you come for the class, whenever you do online classes, always try and be presentable. It's extremely important to be presentable. I know some of us like growing beard, that's fine. But then, shape it well, trim it well. I like growing hair, no problem. Trim it well, shape it well. Don't come like you just woke up from the bed. People in front of you might say, oh, you look nice, bro. But then, are you professional enough for that? You need to be as professional as you can. The pictures that you put, you got to be very careful what kind of pictures that you put. And when you're on Instagram, don't use too many hashtags. You must have seen some profiles where they post one capital letter, then one small letter, then capital letter, small letter, capital letters. Those are very difficult for anybody to read. So, and that is such a, I call them attention grabbing. They are like, they are seeking attention kind of a thing. So don't come across as a professional, come across as somebody who is there genuinely to help. So that's pretty much what the first one. This helps you with consistency. 3 times you need to put that speaks to your audience, 2 times professional advice, and the last one is just your personal thing, go crazy. Okay, now that is how we are consistent. Now, how do there are different ways to add content. One of the way to add content, which I usually recommend people, is something called a 4-point approach. So there are 4 things I will tell you, and you start thinking on those lines. Like, for example, first thing is, so take a pen and paper, like whenever you're doing these exercise at home after this, take a pen and paper, write down, put 4 columns. In the first column, write things that client think. Now listen to this, things that client think, not you. Okay, I'll give you some examples in terms of diet and exercise. I've taken one diet example, one exercise example. You guys could take anything you like. Okay, now what does a client think? Client think diets have to be restrictive to get results. According to clients, if I have to lose weight, if I have to get results, I have to be very strict with my diet, and that's the only way I get results. That's what clients think. Maybe regarding exercise, they will think exercise are painful. I have soreness after my workout the next day, or I have to make effort to go there. I have to push myself. So exercises are painful. It's very difficult to do exercise. So this is what client thinks. Okay. So in this, you can start making posters and videos. Okay. How do I do that? Now, because that is what the client thinks, what are the mistakes they make? Now, client thinks that diets have to be restricted to get results. So what do the clients do? Clients, they go on a restrictive diet. They'll decide, okay, fine. My personal trainer, Praveen told me that if I have to get results, I have to be very strict on my diet. So I'm strict on my diet now. So that is what the mistake they make. I'll tell you why. If exercise is painful, they don't want to work out because it is painful. Those are the mistakes they make. Now, you as a professional, why is it a mistake? They will rebound and gain more weight. Now, because my personal trainer Praveen told me that if I have to get results, I have to be very strict with my diet. So what happens when somebody is very strict with their diet? For 30 years, I've been enjoying so much of food. For 30 years, I've been enjoying, let's say, biryani, for example, okay? And suddenly you're coming and telling me, do not eat biryani anymore if you want to get results. I'll say, okay, because at that time, my motivation level is so high. I'm like, I want to do this kind of a thing. But after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you know, the pattern starts coming in your head, one life I'm gonna live, I'm living like this. I don't want all this. I'll go back to biryani. And I'll sit every day biryani because for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I didn't eat. So what happens, whatever effort that person has put, it starts going back. As a personal trainer, you'll think this guy is not committed. It's not the issue with the client. It's with us because we didn't tell the clients how to do that. So one of the ways I usually tell clients is, because let's say again I'll go to biryani itself. If my client comes and tell me, even if the group exercise class, it doesn't matter, if they tell me, hey, Milin, listen, I love eating biryani, I cannot stop eating biryani, I love it. So I'll tell them, no problem, please continue eating, eat how much ever you want, but my only request is come to the club, come to the studio 2 times a week. Just come 2 times a week, no problem, you eat whatever you want. So then what am I doing? I'm not telling clients don't do something which they like, but what I'm doing is I'm adding something into their life. So then he's going to think, okay, Rayar, I can eat what I want, I can do what I want, and I just need to go twice a week. So it'll be easy for him. So he'll start coming twice a week. And believe me, over a period of time, because your class is so good or your personal training is so good, with that 2 times a week, you'll start coming 3 times a week on his own, because you're not restricting them. After 1 month, after 3 weeks, tell them, okay, listen, now you've been consistent. I can see that your energy level has gone up. You're feeling good about yourself. I can see your family members are telling good about you. Now, why don't we do one thing? Now, we're having biryani 4 times a week. Can we make it 3 times a week? He will be more than happy to do that. Because now what has happened is other people have started complimenting me. They're telling I'm started looking good. My energy is higher. I'm waking up early. I'm doing more work. I'm being more productive. So any human being loves compliment. Okay, so when people start telling them you're doing good, and then for him, association is what? I'm feeling good because I'm exercising. So I'm more than happy to reduce my bad habits. So in that way, he stays longer. It is slow, but that consistency is way longer. So this is one of the video I could make, for example. Okay, in terms of exercise, they do not work out, they will put on weight. So client is thinking that exercise is painful. Because it's painful, I will not work out, and because I'm not working out, I put on weight. Okay, you could take any content here. The last one is, what is the solution? Educate them. That is your job. That is your job. Now, this is one content. Let's say I started a video or a blog or poster. I'm going to say, hey guys, today I'm going to discuss about all the challenges my clients face when they do diet. Then you say one of the reasons why clients don't want to do this is because they think that it doesn't give results because it has to be restrictive. Then I tell, don't do that. You do it slowly. You do one at a time. Create a habit over a period of time, because we're not looking at a quick fix that 3 months you hit the goal and then you don't come to gym. I want you to come every day. So let's look at consistency for a longer period of time. And then you start educating why it is good. Am I making sense? I just gave an example of exercise and diet. This could be anything to do with any of the group class format. It could be do any benefits out of group class format. If you're doing Zumba, talk about cardio benefits. Talk about they're moving in all planes. They're not, like, for example, when we hit the gym for a regular period of time, and that is where traditional workouts started weaning out, because traditional workout we do only linear movement, bicep curls, squats, sitting, standing, lunges, running, everything is linear. That is when functional training started coming, because we move lateral, we move diagonal, we're twisting, we're using our core. So in that way, you could speak. There's so many topics that we can speak about fitness. Okay, so let me check the chat if there's any question that has come up. Hold on. Okay, so cool. No questions so far. Awesome.
Any questions, please put in a chat box.
Or just ask me if there's any question right now, because we finished 2 slides in terms of how to be consistent and how to create content. If you have any questions before I move to the next one, ask me. I can't see you guys, so you can unmute and talk, or Suresh can help me with that. No questions?
Not yet. Okay, we can go ahead with the
Okay,
next
okay,
section.
let's go. So once we create this content, and then when you start understanding this consistency formula, you start fixing things. Now you know what do I speak to my audience, because you're clear about your target audience. You know what professional advices to give, because you know what are the mistakes they make, what is the myths, so you start advising them. So this becomes easier. So it's always a combination of this and this that helps you. You guys want to take a screenshot, take a photo, please feel free to do that, because this is something which, or you can write it down if that's something which you want to remember. Okay, now the next question is, now I've created consistency, now I've created the content. Now how do I keep it alive, in terms of how do I create more traction, how do I create more engagement with people, so that people are responding and I know it's reaching people. So we need to increase our engagement. Now how do I increase my engagement is the two ways. One is before posting and one is after posting. These are the two ways that you'll have to remember. How do I create engagement? So before posting, what do? I need to be sure I'm using the right hashtag. Now, this is something which I always tell everybody. See if you can come up with a unique hashtag for yourself. A unique hashtag. You know, one of the hashtags that I use is, when I do certain things, is curious optimist. Or another hashtag that I use is yours daddy. Another hashtag that, so see if there's a unique hashtag that you can come. For example, there's an instructor by name Jafar. Okay, he loves athletic training. So I told him, I sat with down, understood what he likes the most, and then we came up with a hashtag, athletic fit with Jafar. Nobody else can take that hashtag, because there's no other Jafar who can connect with athletic and have that same athletic thing. So have one hashtag. When they see that, they know you. There's another instructor who's there from Mysore. So he was like, I'm struggling to connect with her. So we sat down together, made one hashtag for him, fit Mysore Hurga. Okay, because Mysore is a small city, everybody knows each other. The minute anybody sees fit Mysore Hurga, they know it's Puneet. Now he's come back and tell me like, sir, this hashtag, I don't even want to tell my name. The minute they see this hashtag, they know who I am. So people start associating you with that particular hashtag always, every single time. So when I do the workouts, if it's my workout video, I usually put the hashtag called man gone rogue, in terms of a man gone crazy, right? So it could be anything depending on your personality, what you want to use it. So have an hashtag that is yours. The second thing is when to post. Now, each audience, depending on whom you're targeting, you need to experiment, starting maybe in the mornings, evenings, or afternoons. What is the usual time? It might take around a week or 2 weeks for you to understand when is your clients usually on the platform. And that's when you get the maximum. Because you need to understand, if you start posting at 10 in the night or 11 in the night, and if there's only one person liking, 2% liking, what Facebook or any platform does, there's an algorithm. Okay, so when you post something, the minute more people like, or the minute more people start commenting on that, that platform understands that this content is very interesting. This content is something which people are engaging with. So what that platform does is, on its own, they will start promoting that particular content organically, and that's how it become a viral video, for example. Okay, it may not be like 10,000, 2,000 likes for yours, but at least it's going to go 100 and 200, whatever your likes are usually, that start increasing. So you need to know when to post. Don't post at any time. You need to understand your target audience, what time they are there. If you're, let's say if your target audience are corporate clients, okay, so they're usually busy from this time to this time, but maybe in the afternoon they're more comfortable on Facebook. So post it at Facebook at that time. Or maybe they're comfortable after 6 p.m. See what time it is. If you're a client, or let's say if your client or target audience is housewives, you're doing a housewives batch, you know what time they're free, right? So at that time, start posting things, then people start seeing that post higher. So then it increases, engagement increases. Then calendar and plan. Always have a plan in calendar. You cannot wake up today and say, okay, today I will do a video. Wake up next day and say, okay, today I'll do a poster. It never works. We are all human beings. Sometimes we're off mood, sometimes we're in good mood. So then consistency becomes a problem. So I usually suggest, at a go, make 2 weeks of content. So let's say, for example, on Sunday or Monday, you invest 3 hours, just 3 hours, you do nothing else but create content. For 3 hours, I'll make quotes. For 3 hours, in the 3 hours, I'll make 2-3 videos. In 3 hours, I'll make 2-3 posters, then I'm done. So next 2 weeks, now I don't have to break my head. A good mood, bad mood really doesn't matter. All I have to do is copy, paste, and my content is gone. So in that way, I'm able to create consistency. I usually say minimum 2 weeks, create a content and keep it. Don't do on the go, because you're a human being. You might not have Wi-Fi, you might not have this, you might not have some place to write. A lot of reasons comes in. I have to go pick up my kid, all the stuff. So if your content is ready, even if you're picking up a kid, all you have to do is copy, paste, go pick up your kid. In that way, you're creating consistency. That's one way. Tag friends. Don't hesitate to tag friends. People support each other. If you're an instructor and if you're in a community who believes in helping each other, tag friends of that community. Tag friends who can get benefit out of it. Don't think because I'm going to tag Kiran, that doesn't mean I'm going to attract all Kiran's clients. Kiran's clients will not come to me because my personality is different. Kiran's personality is different. My programs are different. Kiran's programs are different. I stay in different locations. Kiran stays in different locations. So don't worry about all that. You support each other, help each other. So you tag your friends, tag people who support you, and then check in. If you have a studio or if you have your own page, check in, because people need to know and associate what it is. People need to know who you are and where you are associated with. So those are the things that you do before post. Okay, and always have a call to action. See, that is not important, but it will be great if you can have a call to action. Whatever post you make, like for example, I made a poster, let's say regarding diet. Okay, so these are the myths and these are the myths I'm breaking. Now, if you guys understood what I spoke, if you guys believe in what I spoke, or if you agree with what I spoke, just comment in the box, agree. That's it. So in that way, I read it. Okay, I agree with Kiran, I agree with Praveen, I agree with Suresh. I will say agree. Then engagement is going higher. Social media starts seeing people saying, okay, this content is very engaging, so people will start coming, and then they'll start boosting for you. So you're not spending your money, but at the same time, you're going to increase your probability of increasing your yeah. So that is call to action. Every post should have a call to action. Like if you see in YouTube, usual call to action is, if you like this, subscribe. That's a call to action. You're clearly telling the people, audience, what to do. Subscribe for my channel. Okay. You do something and say, follow my page. So always have a call to action that comes across as very professional. And as a human being, I like it when it's easy. You're telling me what to do, I'll do and I'll get out. It's easier for me to follow. After post, what do? Most of us post an awesome poster. We made a lot of effort to write, a lot of effort to take the video. We posted. After that, we log out. All right. I posted something. My followers, my friends, my family has commented on that, which means you need to acknowledge that. Acknowledge, telling thank you at least, and be genuine, be meaningful response. Don't just click and go. Because some people write a paragraph like say, hey Praveen, I loved what you showcased. I hope you start posting like this more. Sometimes some clients will message that. So me as Praveen, it's my responsibility to respond, telling, hey, thank you so much, Suresh. Thank you for responding, and I will do my best to add more value. It's as simple as that. But what message is sending to that person who made the effort is like, okay, this person genuinely cares and this person genuinely responded to me. He will respect you more and he will start engaging with your content higher. Okay, so it's always both the ways. It's not just one way. The last one is share on different platforms. There is one small thing which I'll share with. The last slide is the next slide, which basically helps you in terms of understanding how do I share, because Facebook is different, Instagram is different, YouTube is different. Now TikTok is not there, but otherwise TikTok is different. So each platform has a different character and each platform has different formulas that they work on. So you need to understand, it could be as simple as the photograph size. If you look at Instagram, they usually go 500 by 500 or 1:1 size. On Facebook, they have different sizes for cover photo, different sizes for profile, different sizes for post. So you need to understand what is it, tweak it. So in that way, you do what I'm going to speak to them. If you want to go to the next level, if you have a page, you have the option of boosting, which basically a paid advertisement. And that should be a last resort where you're looking, if I'm going to spend 3,000 rupees, if I'm going to spend 1,000 rupees, I'm going to get so many leads. And from that leads, I'll get more clients. If you want to go more professional, like I said, if you want to go to the next level, then that is boosting the page, boosting the post. So this is how you engage and keep a post alive. You worked hard to make a calendar. You worked hard to make a content. Don't let it go. Keep it engaged, keep it alive. Okay, last slide. I won't bore you more. Last slide is what I call it a COPE strategy, COPE. It basically, simple thing to remember, it means create once, post everywhere. Okay, because there are fitness professionals who come and ask me, hey, listen, I have so many things to do. I have to make program designing, I have to prepare for my class, I have to do this. I cannot do this social media. Social media is so painful, I cannot do. So I tell them, it just follow this something called COPE strategy. Make only one content. Can that content go to different platforms? Can that content go to different platforms? If you're making a video, okay, let's say you're making a video for Facebook, just an example. If you're making a video for Facebook, can you take a photo of that, a screenshot of that, and post the same content on Instagram? Or whatever you spoke in the video, you spoke the video, whatever you spoke, type it down and put it on LinkedIn, or make a blog post out of it. So there's only one content, but in different platforms are using it differently. Right? In YouTube, you can use another style of posting. There are websites which basically you put the content, it makes video for you on their own. So you can utilize those services and put on YouTube. So you're making effort only once, but then you have a lot of places to do. You'll see that I usually do on Facebook with that. Now, if there's a post that I do, then I take a screenshot of that and then I put it in a story. Then I take the screenshot, I put it on WhatsApp. Then there's a story that goes on Instagram. So it's the same content on different place because there are different people in different places. Okay, so that is what basically means scope strategy. Create once, post everywhere. So those are the things that I wanted to discuss with you immediately, so you get an idea of what I was talking in terms. It's not difficult, it's easy. The first one is 3-to-1 formula. Create the consistency, content, what to do. The next you go, what clients think, make a post out of it. Mistakes they make a post out of it. Why it's a mistake, make a post, and what's the solution, make a post. Some of you can make the entire thing as one post, or you could make 8 posts out of this, 8 posts. So one subject, 8 posts. And then keep it alive. Make sure you're genuine, engage with them before and after, and then something called a create once post. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to quickly tell you. I hope it was helpful and not too much.